Hi, everybody. Oh, yeah, I gotta say it. Who else was really disturbed today with men that are like this many decades old or thereabouts and still can't get it together? I'll tell you something that I heard when I was like hmm, 19, 19 years old. Um, and I heard a guy that was 50 ish around there, and ish is right, tell me that um, he never grew up. This is a Mason talking to me, that he was always 17 years old in his brain, in his mind. And I said to him, that seemed about right. And that was too bad. And that was my mentality back then. It's still my mentality. I see these guys, they're like I know, cuz you feel me, I feel you. They're asking God, "Help, help, help, help." So God helps, help, help, help. And then they turn around and keep doing the same thing God said not to do. Help, help. And they'll do it anyway. So are you scamming God? You can't lie to God. How dare you people? It's hilarious. You say you're the son of God, and you're yelling, you're raising your voice. Um and there's other ones scamming, like God tells you not to do something, grants you a wish and a favor, and you go ahead and shit on them and keep doing the same thing you were doing. It's amazing. You know, you got these people, you gotta act like you're 17 years old. What excuse do you give yourself? You say you're men, you say you're stronger and you're smarter and you're more leader than a woman and all this. Cleopatra anyway. But and back then that was nearly the whole world. But that's for another conversation. But you're leading men, you're leading women, you're leading kids, and where are you leading them to? You know, I would not let you lead my horse, because actually, and this is a true story, if I gave you my horse that was on the end of a rope and her head was haltered and she could not escape and you had control of her, I would be putting the life of my beloved animal in your hands. And if you're not strong enough, wise enough, and sound enough to lead my horse the right way, she could be in danger. And that's the way people are. If you're not leading them the right way, I'm gonna get on here and say I got a beef with you. You're a how many decades old? Usually when you're 1 decade old, you know what's up in the world, you know? Seriously. So, um I'm sure a lot of women will appreciate what I'm saying, and I know a lot of young people, men or women, or even if I have some teens watching this, um, I'm sure you can appreciate what I'm saying is the truth. And that's why I act like acting. Somebody's got to jump your stupid shit. No, I don't care. I really don't care. Don't tell me you're a man. Don't tell me you're the son of God. Don't tell me you're a son of God. Ask God for favors, get your wishes granted, and turn around and do the same crap that I know is not proper. And that's where I'm at right now with all this. Today was a terrible day. Watching people mocking people, watching people pretend, watching people endorse and embrace something that God strictly said no. but you do it anyway. And I'm not directing my words at everybody. And if you're not God loving, just go away. This is not the channel for you, and you do not want to battle me in that area. So, because I may have God in my heart, I may not always act godly. I'm not your example in that area. I'll try to be, but if you piss me off, I definitely will not be. So, and you are dealing with well, I'll be boastful, yeah. Sorry, God, kind of not really. I'm the worst ninja you'll ever meet in your life. With my words, in my mind, in my soul, I'm God's personal ninja. So, and I would take on Satan. Give me a second. Any one of you demons. So, um, like I say, if you're here to cause me problems, you don't want people thinking bad thoughts about you either, because that can have its own ramifications. You know, even peeing on somebody with words, you know, don't think that's taken lightly. It's not. Whoa, I hear the coyotes out there yelling. What perfect timing. That's just how I feel. I feel like growling. It made me growly. That's disgusting. I thought, like, on one channel, I thought I'd be watching Skippity Doodah sing along, happy Skippy, yippee Skippy phony, showing me sunrises, something beautiful. The next thing I know, you're mocking somebody. You know, um, where's your Christianity? Where's your forgiveness? You know, um, where's your leadership? Where is that Son of Man, Son of God? Where are you? 144,000 getting it together, are you? Time's a wasting. And if you know the bloodline I'm married to and the word "weast," then you'll know exactly what the end is and what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to debate or argue that with anybody, and you don't want to come against that with me. That one. So, um, now I'm speaking to the rest of my subs, people that actually want to be here, that feel the same way in their heart. You know, if somebody says they're doing something for people, well, then do it right. No amount of pretend I'm lovey-dovey, or no amount of yelling or research or words trying to impress, words trying to degrade. Um, I mean, it's disgusting. And then you got these big channels still pushing the same one off shit. And I know somebody I thought I actually was a friend of mine right up until about, this afternoon, still endorsing somebody that I know is Masonic with their one off stories. When you're adamant about your one-off stories and your visions, and it's swaying people, and I've read the script with my own eyes, I'm not guessing. Okay, I was raised with this. So maybe you want to listen up when I'm talking to you guys. I'm not talking to the ladies. I'm addressing these men that are out there pretending that they're manly. Do it right. Or not at all. Shut her down. Big guys. Guys. Guise. So, and anytime you want to battle wits with me, I'll slay you. Bring it on. Um, nah, I might not even do it with wit. I might do it as a downright confrontation. Bring it on. Here's my address. That type of thing. Because that is how I get. If you want to make me radical, and that's what a lot of these little boys out here are starting to do, go home and have mommy warm you a bottle and get the hell off of trying to be any kind of friend or leadership to another human being because you're not doing it right. And I did pray about this. As a matter of fact, I was um, making a video and Google started updating, and I had asked God for words, but then I said something that just wasn't quite right. And I thought, dang, I wish I hadn't have said that. And then I looked and Google was updating, so it didn't get recorded. That's God taking care of me. It's kind of like when Skype took took out my phone and I wasn't supposed to Skype. That was God taking care of me. You know, I was frustrated. I mean, I tried for like 3 days getting my phone going and even asked for address, and that's another bunch of bullshit story there anyway. Um, Perhaps the fear that I might drive right up there and help somebody. Yeah, we wouldn't want that. That could be scary. Not for me though. But I really hate guys bullshit, and I mean, if people are gonna gang up on people, if you're not trying to make a community of people under God, and there's any kind of not working it out, like you're not working it out like I'm talking right now, and you're doing antics and different things, and tell on this one, tell on that one, and blah blah blah. I mean, I asked you, what channels do you like and why? What channels don't you like and why? I mean, I'm just straight up. Is that not good enough? You scared of the truth? Because that's all you'll get out of me. Go back to my I'd rather die than lie on my soul. I want you to say the same thing. Tell God, I'd rather die than lie. Are you scared? If you're lying, you should be. If you're telling the truth, you won't be. It's the same with me with Satan. It's like, bring it on, bitch. That type of thing. I mean, who are you? What are you? Don't tell me you're of God. Don't tell me you're a Christian and then turn around and do something just adverse. I mean, I'll tell you I love God, and I'll tell you I don't know if we call it Christianity. We will call it the love of the only Father. Period. That type of thing. Christ Almighty. Period. For me. Whatever, whoever, don't care. You know. But oh, maybe I'll get back to what I was thinking, because it does irk me. You know, anybody can say I'm a good guy. That does not make you a good guy. Good guy wouldn't have me on here saying this right now. Would you know? Yeah. Good for what? And good enough for what? Oh, that's what it was about confronting Satan. Not second up, believe me. You don't hurt my kids, my friends, my family, and loving people out in this world, no matter who you are, and think I'm not going to say something. Now that I got YouTube, that's great. Come into my yard, I'll be the same way. no matter what. And you can trust that. So, like I say, I want to hear you say, I would rather die than lie. Let me hear you say it. Your turn. Who's brave? What is what? You're what? Guys? Yeah. Like I said, guys, look it up. The word. Look it up in Greek. Look it up in Hebrew. And don't tell me that the old Aramaic is the new Aramaic, which is current Hebrew. You can tell a lie does not make it true. Like I said, I'm going to slam dunk your asses this winter. And yeah, I play basketball. Ball. Worshippers. But I'm going to tell you something. You better start coming clean with God and yourself for yourselves, because you're really not doing anybody any good or any favors at that point. So, and that's a fact. Because I will slay you with your own words. They're on videos. And my research is deep. I know words like you would not believe. I talk pretty plain. I know the meaning of them all. So just keep that in mind, because I don't have to research. I told you I grew up knowing this stuff. It's within me. So when I get ready to slay you little baby boys, it's going to be awful. And you're going to look awful bad. And you're going to feel awful mad or stupid. One of the two or three. Or maybe you'll just lose your souls. That's nothingness. One thought, nothing. Oh. I'm going to tell you that. All the fallen angels know that feeling through their bloodline. And all the 144,000 know that feeling and their offspring from God. So we all know that little dark feeling of nothingness, just as a happy reminder. So, and it's not a joke. But do you think once you're in like stasis, like you're gonna run out of there? I'd like to touch on another issue too, and I've spoke about it before, but this is what I call mental rape. There's many ways to mentally rape somebody. The worst mental rape, I would have to say, would be from to a child. And then the beat goes on, doesn't it? Goes from mental rape of a child, mental rape of your brother, mental rape of women, other men, other women. Mentally raping is a crime. But still, back to my original point, uh, leadership, a half a century old, and you're still acting like teenagers. You're disgusting. It's time to grow up. It's inexcusable. I'm saying this as loving as I could possibly say this. If you are who you say you are, you people are who you are supposed to be, then you talk like adults. You find a way. No matter what. No matter what you have to say to make your point, as kindly as you can do it. And that's what you do. You ask God for the words. You have to. You really have no right to speak if you don't, because you are in other people's lives. It doesn't mean you always have to be, or even some of us don't even want to be. But I am on a mission. I was born for this. Unfortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. You couldn't pay me anything. You couldn't give me anything to want to be here. So just know that. And I'm being as calm as I can possibly be. Um, do you know what I want to say to you, men? Do you have any idea what my mouth would be like if I let darkness in? Wouldn't be pretty. So, I really have no fear. And I do love God. And I do love my fellow women and men and kids, everybody, on the level that you act like. That's what God taught me. You don't just love everybody and flash your pearls before swine. If they're not on that level, there's you seek your own. It's like water seeks its own level, you know. Doesn't mean that you can't give time to fellow human beings or interact with anybody like that. But to personally endorse somebody that is lesser in God's eyes, you're helping evil. Therefore, that is who you are. Birds of a feather flock together. And children of God are in his house. So, and I have read the Bible more than once, many times, word by word in different languages, with a concordance, a thesaurus, and dictionary. It has to be a Merriam-Webster first edition, 1921. It has to be, or you're not going to understand the words properly. And that's why looking it up in Hebrew, SJD, all you want is not going to impress the true word. So, and I'll be proving that. Keep playing. You'll just be digging every time you offend what I know our Father wants. Every time you offend, it's like cutting your own head off. It's like a teddy bear my son used to have. I had to sew a scarf, tie its neck back up, because the more it got played with, oh, 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 dang, get it? You're going to go down with your own words. You truly want to study? Go to the base language and stop playing, and don't let anybody fool you into old Aramaic is the new Hebrew. Bullshit. So, oh, like the saying, it's all Greek to me. Well, there is a difference between Greek and Hebrew. There's a difference between Aramaic and Hebrew too, because the old Aramaic is partially Sanskrit, which I can read and write. My sign that I made for myself is my name. It's two water signs and two backward slashes on the bump. And that's me. And that's Sanskrit. Look that up. That'll blow your mind. Because actually I was encouraged to learn to write my name in Aramaic. And I combined it. So it actually is a Trinity sign. So, like I said, I don't really have to prove anything, but I'm going to have fun just torturing your stupid asses. You stupid ones. I'm going to have so much fun, and I'm going to teach everybody that's willing to learn the true language in their Bible. Doesn't take a thing away from God, doesn't take a thing away from his scriptures or his words or the love that he has for us. Nothing. It's just certain words like the word guys, this guys, these guys, those guys, yous guys, coming to get you guys. um, just has to do with certain words in disguise that they use to perpetuate their partially true stories. Um, I named you channels I don't like, and I told you why, because they're using people for their own gains. And there will be a couple more I'll be putting on that list, only when I do it, and when I come back with those names again, the same names that I'm going to have written down, and then I'm going to have the actual language right next to it, right out of the blue book code, so I can show you the code that I know by heart, and I can teach you everything. And I'll be doing that this winter. I'll be teaching you about the blood of Christ within every man and why it's dangerous to lie to God, because Satan might give you something. He might give you a happy little day right now, but he cannot give you forever. And like I say, what you want to do with your forever, you know? So, well, I'm going to let this go, and I'm not going to call this a rant. I'm going to call this like somebody that knows better than to put up with your crap. And I can prove myself. I'm not afraid of a thing. And if I were you, I'd be afraid of me. And there's still nothing you can do to me. Nothing. Ever. You can rant and rave and scream and cuss and pull out your little bullshit computer and get on there and do whatever you think you can do against somebody that's 10 years your senior and a whole lot smarter with a whole lot more libraries behind them. So, and the grace of God. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota. Hey, gentlemen, grow up. I don't want to have to do this. Don't make me do this. Because I'll face you off no matter what it is or where it is. And God helps me, so that's why you should be afraid. Anyway, I love y'all. Good night.